The 2023 season is coming up fast, and it's Bugi time for TSM. Let's take a look at the junglers and where he might rank amongst them. It's time to talk some TSM. That's right, we're just heading straight down that line. We started in the top lane, now we're heading to the jungle, and we do need to talk about Bugi and what he could be for this team. Question of the day is, where do you rank Bugi amongst the LCS junglers? I know, big surprises to the question, but I am genuinely curious. Before you watch the rest of this video, please let me know in the comment section below where you guys think that he is going to be ranked this year. Now, listen, when I was really considering this question, I tried everything I could to make sure that I could learn more about Bugi and what he's going to do. And like I said, he's going to be an aggressive style jungler, and I think that that is going to benefit this team because I think we have a couple more passive types of players, and I'm hoping that he, along with Neo, can be our more aggressive people. You know, in Chime, you know, they're calling some stuff out. That's the hope, at least. And when I was looking at the other 10 players in the LCS, we're going to go through them again, that are the other 9, that are going to be in the jungle. It's a list. It is certainly a pretty strong list. I mean, you've got Bugi, like we talked about already. You've got contracts with CLG. You have Closer staying with 100 Thieves. Blabber with C9. Inspired, the former MVP, playing for Evil Geniuses. Our old friend Spica, apparently, at least. It hasn't been confirmed, at least as recording this. For him playing with FlyQuest. Santorin playing with Dignitas. Freaking Pioshik coming from the World Championship DRX team to Team Liquid. I think I said contracts already. River as well, and Golden Guardians, and Kenvi with Immortals. This position is arguably the most stacked position in the LCS, and I really would struggle to argue differently. I think there are 3 positions, by the way, that are pretty solid in terms of relative skill level that in the LCS. I think it's top lane, I think it's jungle, and I think it's AD carry. Mid and support are a little less strong comparatively, but yeah, that's fine. You know, that is what it is. I think there are 6 players that are 100% better than Bugi, and I really think if anybody in here tries to argue differently, I think you need to go see a doctor and get your head checked. I think, again, in no particular order, I think you got to put Blabber, Closer, Inspired, Spica, Santorin, and Pioshik all in that conversation. I just think the 6 of them are up in that upper echelon, and then I think there's everybody else. That leaves us, again, in no particular order, Bugi, Kenvi, River, and contracts. Okay? These 4 players are potentially not that bad. Contracts played, I think, a really good games, or really good season, I should say, of League of Legends. I would argue it was possibly his best season. I know everybody loves to point, to that first season that he came in with Cloud9, and yes, he was really good, but I don't think the rest of the LCS was all that great. Jungle has turned into, again, arguably the best position in the LCS, and I just don't think he's of that caliber. I think River's the same way. He came over from PSG Talon, but he didn't really inspire confidence last year on either team that he played with. I hope that maybe a year more will help him. And then you have Kenvi, who I think he can work his way. I think of all these 4 players that are, in this bottom tier, right, for me, in a similar-ish level, Kenvi is the one that I think can very easily make his way up to, being with those top 6. That leaves us with Bugi. Now, I went and I checked. Bugi was arguably the best player in the LLA last year, especially during the summer. He had, the most kills, assists. He was running around like a crazy man, getting a ton of kills, being involved everywhere. The one good thing I can really say for sure is TSM are getting somebody who's probably at least a little under the radar and probably better than most people think, okay? I think he is a player that is going to come in hot with a huge chip on his shoulder, and I do believe that he will surprise most of us and could theoretically be the best of these bottom 4 junglers. That being said, he is 24. He has tried to play in some of the more major regions and has never gotten picked up for one reason or another. He's played in Japan, and he's played, over in the region that continuously is changing names with the Flash Wolves, and he's recently been kind of just thrown down into the LLA. This is a really unfortunate circumstance, to be honest with you, because, people can peak in terms of their talent at different time periods in their life, right? And most of the time you want that to be at 17, 18 years old, because then they have a long career ahead of them. Bugi is near the middle-ish end of where he will probably be playing. Like, this could even be his only year that he plays in a major region. And that has caused me to have a lot of concern about him, because I watched a little bit of him playing. The talent in the LLA, guys, I mean, it's not LCS level. It's not even really close. When you're saying, yeah, you're taking the best player from that region, that is great, right? That is really good. But when it's a minor region that is pretty bad and consistently at the bottom of Worlds, MSI, everything, right? Like, then it doesn't really kind of matter that much, at least in my opinion. And again, I'm not going to sit here and just crap all over Bugi, because I think there is a world where he was just consistently overlooked, and maybe he didn't try out very well, or maybe he struggled in other areas, and now is his time, right? Maybe now is his time to really surprise everybody and be great, right? And maybe he'll be able to work really well with Solo and with Chime and with Maple and be a decision maker on this team. That being said, that's a lot of maybes. That is a ton of question marks. That is not somebody who you're going to bring in with a lot of confidence. Yeah, he has played well in solo queue. Great. Yeah, he has played well in the LLA. Great. There is a reason that this player who is from South Korea has never played in a major region before, right? There has to be, that can't just be every team is overlooking him. All 30 some odd teams, in the East have just completely overlooked this guy. But again, that being said, I do think that he is better than an LLA jungler. So where does that put him for me? I still have him being 10th for right now. And that's because of a couple reasons. Again, I just think Kenvi is naturally better. I think Contracts has proven now, because I would have probably put Contracts here, but he had a great year last year, and he fits well with his team, and it's brought out the best of him. Will he do that again this year? I don't know, but I do think that he is better. And River, I also believe, is better, even though they kind of are similar. River just found a lot more success and proved on the world stage that he could help drive PSG talent to greater heights. Bugi was not able to do that when he was with Flash Wolves and I forget who the other team was. I think it was Machi esports over there as well. And so, it really hurts to lose a top 5 jungler and go to the worst jungler in the LCS. And if the rumors are true and Svenskeren is coming back, I do think that there will be a change, and I think Svenskeren can absolutely work his way up this list as well. But I want to be wrong. I do. As per usual, when I'm going super negative, I want to be wrong. I just don't know that I am with Bugi, unfortunately, right now. And I think I will be wrong to some degree. Maybe he won't be 10th. Maybe he will play better. Maybe he'll do a Contracts thing where he really just gels with the team really well, and they can bring the best out of him. I just personally really don't see it happening, and it'll be interesting to see the decisions that TSM makes if he really struggles and feels like he's a little bit out of his depth with, again, a freaking world champion, 3 former MVPs, and 2 people who have made it to Worlds consistently and almost won MVPs. Again, I'm talking about Pioshik, Inspired, Blabber, Santorin, Closer, and Spica. So we will have to see. Let me know what you guys think. Again, this is the second one in our series, so You should be prepared. The mid lane's coming up next. Big surprise, I'm sure, for all of you. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Hit the rest of these videos. See where I'm ranking our players. See what I'm thinking of Chawi. And other than that, we'll see y'all in the next one.